Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a decadent moist chocolate cake paired with a rich chocolate frosting and smooth chocolate ganache. Both the cake and the frosting are incredibly easy to prepare, yet the final result is elegant and delicious. This cake is perfect for birthdays, tea time, or any special occasion. Let's get started. First, preheat the oven to 320 degrees Fahrenheit. Prepare two 8-inch cake pans by greasing the bottoms and sides evenly. Line the bottoms with parchment paper. Next, we will combine the dry ingredients together. In a medium mixing bowl, add 250 grams of all-purpose flour, 50 grams of cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 tablespoons of baking powder. Whisk those together and set that aside. Then sift them together for a smooth, even mixture. Give the sifted flour mixture another quick whisk, then set aside until needed. In a small bowl, combine 2 teaspoons of instant coffee granules with a 1/4 cup of hot water. Stir until fully dissolved. Now let's make homemade buttermilk. Add 60 milliliters of milk to a small bowl, then add 1 teaspoon of vinegar. Mix well and set it aside. In another large mixing bowl, or you could use the bowl of stand mixer, add 250 grams of room temperature butter. Today I'm using salted butter. If you use unsalted butter, add 1/4 teaspoon of salt into your dry ingredients. Then add 280 grams of caster sugar and beat on low speed for about 5 to 6 minutes until the mixture becomes light and fluffy. Scrape down the sides of the bowl to ensure even beating. Now add 5 room temperature eggs, one at a time. Make sure each egg is fully incorporated before adding the next one. Next, add the vanilla essence and continue beating until everything is well combined and smooth. Next, add the sifted flour mixture and gently fold it in, alternating with the buttermilk and coffee. Be careful not to overmix, as this helps keep the cake soft and tender. And that's our batter done. Look at that texture, and the aroma is just incredible. Now, divide the batter evenly between your 2 prepared cake pans. I highly recommend using a digital kitchen scale to make sure each pan has the same amount of batter. This helps the cakes rise evenly and bake beautifully. Next, lightly tap the cake pans on the countertop. This helps remove any large air bubbles and ensures an even crumb. Place the pans on the center rack of your preheated oven and bake at 320 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 to 45 minutes. The cakes are ready when a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. When the cakes come out of the oven, allow them to rest in the pans for 15 minutes. Once they're cool enough to handle, gently run a knife or thin spatula around the edges to release them. Carefully peel off the parchment paper and allow them to cool fully before decorating. Now I'm going to show you how to make the perfect chocolate buttercream frosting. Start by adding 200 grams of room temperature butter to a large mixing bowl. Beat it on medium speed for about 3 to 4 minutes until it becomes light and fluffy. Now add 35 grams of sifted cocoa powder, 3 to 4 tablespoons of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. Beat until fully combined and silky. Mix on low speed first so it doesn't fly everywhere, then increase the speed and beat until fully combined. Now gradually add 430 grams of sifted powdered sugar, about 1 cup at a time. Mix on low speed and scrape down the sides of the bowl as needed. Beat everything together for another 2 to 3 minutes until the frosting is smooth, fluffy, and pipeable. And that's it, your chocolate buttercream is ready to frost cakes. First, I'm adding a small dollop of chocolate buttercream to the serving plate to anchor the cake, then carefully placing the first layer on top. I've already trimmed the tops of each cake layer. Although they were quite flat, I leveled them slightly to ensure perfectly even, professional layers. I'm spreading a generous amount of chocolate frosting on top using my offset spatula, smoothing it evenly to the edges. Then the second cake layer goes on top. Again, I'm adding a generous amount of chocolate frosting and spreading it evenly across the top. Now I'm covering the sides of the cake with buttercream as well. Next, I carefully place the cake onto a cake board on my turntable. Using the turntable allows me to smooth the frosting effortlessly and achieve a flawless finish. Using my cake scraper, I'm smoothing out the sides while slowly turning the cake. I'm gently smoothing the top of the cake to create a clean, even finish. Then I'll place it in the refrigerator for about 20 to 25 minutes, just until the frosting is perfectly set. Now I'm going to prepare a rich, silky chocolate ganache that will give this cake a luxurious finish. I'm melting 250 grams of high-quality chocolate in the microwave in short intervals, stirring between each round to keep it smooth and glossy. Meanwhile, I'm heating 200 milliliters of heavy cream until it's hot but not boiling. I'll pour the warm cream over the melted chocolate and let it rest for a moment. This allows the heat to naturally melt everything together. Then I'll slowly stir from the center outward until the ganache becomes smooth, shiny, and perfectly emulsified. Now I'm adding 20 grams of butter for extra richness and a beautiful shine. Now that the butter is completely melted, I'm straining the ganache through a fine mesh sieve into a clean bowl. This step guarantees the ganache will flow beautifully over the cake. Always allow the ganache to cool to just the right temperature, warm enough to pour easily, yet not so hot that it melts the cake's frosting. The cake has been beautifully chilled and set. I'm now gently taking it out of the refrigerator, ensuring it's perfectly firm and ready for the luxurious ganache pour. With the cake fully chilled and set, I'm carefully removing it from the cake board and transferring it to a cooling rack. This gives the ganache space to flow evenly and creates a flawless, professional finish. I start by pouring the ganache into the center of the cake. I use a slow, steady stream to control the flow. Using an offset spatula, I gently spread the ganache toward the edges, encouraging it to cascade down the sides. Finally, I let the ganache cool and set completely. After allowing the ganache to cool and set completely, I carefully transfer the cake back to the cake board. Next, I'm gently adhering chocolate sprinkles around the base of the cake. Now, I'm gently filling a piping bag fitted with a 4B nozzle with the leftover chocolate buttercream. Next, I carefully pipe refined, decorative patterns on the top of the cake. Next, I'm carefully piping a refined border around the base of the cake with a Wilton 32 nozzle. To complete the design, I'm adding a few sprinkles on top for extra texture and visual appeal. Now that our cake is beautifully finished, it's time for the moment everyone loves, the first slice. I'm using a sharp knife and making a clean, steady cut to preserve the elegant layers. Look at that, the glossy chocolate ganache, the smooth buttercream, and the perfectly baked layers inside. I gently lift the slice to reveal the textures and colors, showing just how luxurious and indulgent this cake truly is. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of my upcoming cake creations. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.